What's going on, guys? Hey, I want to come back to you, and I wanted to bring you a story. And this story is a couple of years old, but I think again, it's kind of relevant, especially with all the stuff about Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf and some of the bad shit, crazy stuff that's coming out of the black community right now. Um, and again, I found the story interesting. It's not about a black 27-year-old, I believe, store manager for Dunkin' Donuts that punched and unalived a customer who was almost 80 years old because the customer called him the N word, the boo boo naughty word, the word that gives black people total immunity to everything and anything because, again, they're so weak. They're so triggered that, by that word, they can do it. I mean, again, they can lose their mind. They can blow up, buildings, whatever, apparently. Um, but again, black people are so fragile that white liberals have told them, you know what? Yeah, yeah. I mean, I could imagine being called that word. Oh my God. Oh my God. Poor black people. Poor black people. Oh, you just killed him. Yeah, but he called me the N word. He called me the N word. God damn. I mean, I'm sorry, guys, man. But this is absolute bullshit. Let me read this to you. This from the New York Times. A plea deal in a confrontation at Duncan's shop in Tampa, Florida, holds the defendant accountable while considering the totality of these circumstances. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Yeah, not even close. So, March 9th of 22, about 3 years ago, a black manager of a Dunkin' shop in Tampa, Florida, fatally punched a 77-year-old white customer last year after he repeatedly used a racial slur in addressing him, was sentenced this week to 2 years of house arrest. The employee, Corey Pajules, who was originally charged with manslaughter, pleaded guilty to a lesser charge of felony battery under a plea deal that will allow him to avoid jail time. Under the sentence imposed on Monday by Judge Christine um, Markulski of the 13th Judicial Circuit Court, Mr. Jules, 27, will be on probation for 3 years after he completes his house arrest. He must also perform 200 hours of community service and attend anger management courses. The fatal confrontation took place last May 4th, May 4th of 21, when Vanille Cook, a store regular, began berating staff members after being upset with the service that he received at the store's drive-through window, the authorities said. After being told several times to leave, Mr. Cook parked and went into the shop. While Mr. Pajulis told another store employee to call the police, the pair argued, separated by a counter. Then Mr. Cook used a racial slur, oh my God, causing Mr. Pajulis to walk through the swinging door and come face to face with Mr. Cook. You can't call me the N word. You have the wrong color. Okay, Mr. Bejeweled warned the victim not to say that again, prosecutor said. The victim repeated the racial slur, and Bejeweled immediately punched him in the jaw. I mean, again, rightfully so, right? Which caused the victim to fall and hit his head. Again, he hit a man 50 years, his senior. I mean, again, none of that is justified. It would not be justified. Could you imagine it the other way around? If a 27-year-old white employee punched a 77-year-old black customer in the head because he called him a name. And again, it doesn't matter what name. Mr. Cook died 3 days later. According to police, Mr. Cook never touched or tried to strike Mr. Bejeweled. Again, he didn't have to. He called him the N-word. Just as bad, right? Probably worse. At least to black folks. According to police report, efforts to reach Mr. Bejeweled and his lawyer on Wednesday evening were not immediately successful. In a statement on Wednesday, Andrew Warren, the state attorney for Hillsborough County, said the plea deal holds the defendant accountable while considering the totality of the circumstances, the aggressive approach, and the despicable racial slur, oh my God, used by the victim, along with the defendant's age, lack of criminal record, and lack of intent to cause the victim's death. And there they are. Moreover, Mr. Warren said it would have been a difficult case to win a trial, given Florida's legal landscape. Oh my God, man. If you could shoot somebody for throwing popcorn at you under Florida's flawed stand your ground law, Mr. Warren said, referring to a recent case, it would be hard to convince a jury that a person is not allowed to hit somebody who instigated a confrontation by storming into their business and barking the most aggressive inflammatory term in the English language in their face. You know, I get you guys, man, I'm separating right here. But again, man, we have got to be honest. We have really, truly got to be honest about this stuff. Yeah. First of all, I think people are just starting now to get sick and tired of black people having an excuse again to kill somebody. Like Carmelo Anthony. You know, he's allowed to kill Austin Metcalf because Austin Metcalf touched him. Again, he was told to leave several times. Carmelo Anthony was. And again, Carmelo Anthony instigated that by saying, touch me, find out, touch me, find out. Punch me, find out, whatever he said. And again, as soon as Austin Metcalf touched him to get him to leave, which again I think was just grabbing his shoulder or whatever. He stabbed him with a knife in the chest. And the black community's like, well, you know what? Yeah, he deserves it. He deserves every bit of that. No, he doesn't. And again, this almost 80-year-old man, 80-year-old customer of Dunkin' Donuts. I mean, again, I'm not saying what the man said was right. It was wrong. I wouldn't say it. But here's the thing. You can't get triggered and punch somebody in the face over a word, especially an 80-year-old man, over a word. I'm sorry if I hurt your little fragile feelings, you bitch. And again, that's what the guy is, a bitch. You couldn't say to yourself, you know what? He's probably got dementia. I'm gonna step back until the cops get here. I'm not gonna do anything stupid. Everything would have been fine. Everything would have been fine. But again, he called him the boo boo word. Oh my God. That gives him the right to hit him. And if he dies, he dies. It shouldn't matter. See, again, this is what is wrong with the black community. It really truly is. I mean, again, I remember years ago, God rest his soul, my father telling me that, again, if somebody calls you whatever, so what? That doesn't give you the right to attack them. Now, if they attack you, that's a different story. And again, that's the way things are with law. You know, again, you can't attack somebody over them calling you a name. And that's literally what happened. But again, I kind of wanted to read this, man. I came across this on X. And I wanted to read this because of kind of what's going on right now with the Carmelo Anthony and whatever situations. But hey, guys, man, if you would, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Thanks. You son of a.